Why am I seeing reports that Barca are trying to buy Rodrygo from Real Madrid? What the hell are they smoking over there? Laporta and Deco must be inhaling angel dust if they think there's any chance that this deal can happen. If I was Florentino Pérez, I would be taking these reports personal. I would be taking this as a sign of disrespect. If I was Florentino Pérez, I would start working on us signing Lamine Yamal. We all know that his dad is a Real Madrid fan. I would get in his ear and we'd start working on that transfer so that it can happen in the next few years. Who the hell do Barcelona think they are? Why would Rodrygo downgrade? And I don't think you even have the financial capabilities to make a tempting offer. And I don't think Real Madrid would be interested in Spotify Premium as a payment. You are out of your mind. This is not the Bundesliga. This is not Bayern and Dortmund, where we just sell our best players to direct rivals. Imagine the scenes if Florentino Pérez agreed to sell Rodrygo to Barca, especially after the season that we just had, where we lost every El Clasico. Barcelona beat us in 2 cup finals. They won the domestic treble on our head tops. Now imagine we go and sell them a player that immediately upgrades their starting 11, who would, let's be real, cook for them. Rodrygo and that Barca system would do amazing. It's not happening. No. Perez knows. You sell Rodrygo to Barca and he goes on and he cooks and he becomes one of the best players in the world, he's finished. He would be voted out the club. This man would lose his job. Why would Rodrygo want to throw away his Real Madrid legacy? This guy's won multiple UCLs, multiple La Ligas, Copa del Rey, Club World Cup, Spanish Super Cup. Any trophy that's available at Real Madrid, he's won it. Rodrygo has won trophies that players that are currently in Barcelona's squad can only dream of. And he's going to throw all that away to go to Barca? There's a better chance that you see me hit 1 million subscribers tomorrow before you see Rodrygo going to Barcelona directly from Real Madrid. I do think he will leave this summer, yes. But I don't think it's going to be to them. I think he either joins a Premier League club or Bayern. Those are his options. He can go to Arsenal. He can go to Liverpool. He can go Chelsea, Man City. I don't give a fuck. But it's not going to be Barcelona. Now, we do have a couple of tweets to get into. But before we do that, I just want to say, I don't blame Barcelona for being interested in Rodrygo. The left wing market is dead. To me, when I look at the names that are getting thrown around in terms of moves, you're looking at guys like Rashford. He just went to Barcelona on loan. Rafael Leao. Matoma. I don't know. Who else? Like, it's just not really any big names that are available. Luis Diaz isn't all that either. So, if Rodrygo is available, let's not get this confused. He is the best left winger that would be on the market. Barcelona, if they still want to upgrade their attack, I can understand why they are possibly thinking of doing the impossible, which would be coming to Real Madrid and trying to sign a player that we value very highly. By the way, if they do want to sign a Madrid player, maybe you come in for Ferland Mendy. You want to reinforce your back line, Jacobo Rahman is looking for a new club. Just saying, right? But, no. Look, every elite club in the world is going to be looking at Rodrygo. And there is going to be a transfer battle, in my opinion, for his signature. Because a lot of people know how good he is. And I've said this before. He's my favorite player at the club. We're talking about the Mumbai Neymar, the New Delhi Messi, the Bangladeshian Ronaldo. This guy is a baller. And I think Rodrygo does want to go to a team and be one of the main guys. He wants to start on the left week in, week out. But that's just not really a possibility for him at Real Madrid. I've said it time and time again. We're never going to see the best version of Rodrygo at Real Madrid. Whenever we sell him, that's when you'll see him flourish. And then people will come and say, Real Madrid made a mistake. I need you guys to get in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking about this rumor right here. Rodrygo to Barcelona. Can you see it happening? Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications. Let's get it. So according to reports, they're saying that Barcelona want Rodrygo. They've informed the player that if he decides to leave Real Madrid, they'll be ready to sign him. Now, I'm wondering, how would Barcelona approach this deal? Let's go into a hypothetical world where Real Madrid are open to selling Rodrygo to Barca. How do they go about getting the deal done? Do they think they'll be able to get him for a cheap price? Do they think we'll give them a discount? Because if you're Barcelona, you have to know that there is a premium tax for you to buy a player from us. I'm looking at it like, if Barcelona want Rodrygo, and if the club are open to it, they should have to pay a transfer fee that's a record for them. We've seen them pay high prices before for players who have not done as much as Rodrygo. So, yeah, break your record fee, and maybe that'll open up the bidding. But does anybody believe that there's actually anything to this? Does anybody actually believe that Rodrygo would think about doing this? And even if he does think about it, I don't think the club would allow him to make that switch. And I think because of this rumor, whenever we do see Rodrygo leave in the future, I think Real Madrid will add a no Barcelona clause in his next contract with whatever team he goes to. Trust me, that will be negotiated into his next move. Because you cannot risk him ending up at Barcelona. No. I do think if they were to sign him, he would cook. He would be a very good player for Barcelona. Could you imagine Rodrygo on the left, Lamine Yamal on the right? That is arguably the best two wingers in terms of a duo in the world. With the way that Hansi Flick likes to play, that fast-paced pressing style of football, Rodrygo would fit in. And you could also make the argument that he get to stay in Spain. He's already familiar with La Liga. I can see how people would make an argument that he would be interested. But I just do not think Real Madrid would entertain the idea of him joining Barca. Like I said, we're not in the business of strengthening our rivals. We actually need to be catching up to Barcelona. Because like I said, what they did to us last season was a violation. You're not going to get your revenge on Barcelona if you're selling them a player that has the potential to become one of the best in the world. Rodrygo, if he does not want to be a super sub at Real Madrid, then he is going to have to leave. And I think there's going to be a lot of options for him. But Barcelona cannot be one of them. That's just how it is. Let's continue. So, yeah, Barca are interested in signing Rodrygo from Real Madrid as well as Rashford. The Catalan club have contacted his camp to inform them of their interest in the Brazilian. However, there are no ongoing discussions yet. And I don't think there will be. I feel like this is a lazy report. I think it's obvious that Barcelona, they want to boost their attack on the left, right? Like, they literally tried to sign Nico Williams. They were twerking for that guy, and then he rejected them. Then they went to Liverpool to try and sign Luis Diaz, and then they realized that they didn't have the money to go band for band with Bayern, so then they pulled out. And then they go and sign Rashford on loan, But now they think they'll be able to come and get Rodrygo? Nah, this shit is crazy. Let me actually build what Barca's 11 would look like if they were able to get the deal done. Let's just say we turned on FIFA. Let's say we're in a dream, multi-dimension, some other realm where Barcelona and Real Madrid openly do business together, right? I think this is how it could look, which would be crazy. So they did sign Joan Garcia, who I believe is going to be their number one keeper for next season. Then at right back, you would have Koundé. Then it would be, Kubarsi and Inigo Martinez, right? Because I don't think Arroyo is good enough to play in this Hansi Flick system. He just doesn't have the profile that they'd be looking for. He's not good enough on the ball. Then you have Alejandro Balde. Where is he? Right here. Then in the double pivot, I think it'd be like Pedri. Well, I mean, obviously he's going to be Pedri. What? You're not going to drop Pedri. Like, that would be crazy. Frankie de Jong. In the 10, you probably have to play Rafinha there. On the right, Yamal. In the 9, Lewandowski. Is he not popping up? Here we go. And then, yeah, on the left, Rafinha. Sorry, I already put Rafinha. I'm talking about Rodrygo, because this is why we're building it. Nah, I'm be real, bro. This is a scary-ass team. This right here cannot run. No chance does this deal happen. Sorry, people. Anybody that is living in a dream world that wants to delude themselves that Rodrygo would end up at Barcelona, this is not a Luis Figo situation. Barcelona, I don't think, are attractive enough to take a player from us that we don't really even want to sell. Like, nobody's forcing Rodrygo out of the club. The decision is up to him. If he wants to stay, the club are happy to keep him. If he wants to leave, the club will not stand in his way. But I can guarantee you this right now. We will stand in his way if he's trying to get a move to Barcelona. This guy would just rot in the youth setup. He can join Barca when his contract runs out. That's how I view it. If he wants that move to Barca, if he even fixes his lips to say that he wants to move to Barcelona, he needs to be isolated and banned. Facts. But this team right here would be insane. I'm be real. We cannot let that happen, like I said. Get in the comment section. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this ridiculous rumor. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications. Fuck Barca. Holla Madrid.